Hello everyone, this is Finchinator here, and I'm going to be bringing you guys Noname4505, who's known as I'm Noname, as his alias that he used during the battle, versus Joey, who's known as PokeaimMD on the forums and on YouTube as well. PokeaimMD is a celebrated YouTuber who's also a very good battler. He's has numerous achievements and he has many subscribers on YouTube, so please check him out. And Noname4505 is lesser known, but he's also partook in some prestigious tournaments such as the Pokemon Online Championship League and has done well. So these are two really good battlers, and they're going to put up an interesting fight, as you will see. Anyway, without further ado, let's look into team preview. Joey is going to have a team consisting of Gabite, Prussel, Electrode, Skuntank, Lampent, and Wartortle. All of these Pokemon are allowed in the current format, which is Pokemon Online YouTube Tournament Round 1. For those of you that do not know, I will refer you to Pokemon Online forums and to the YouTube tournament thread. Basically, to summarize it quickly, there are a lot of lower tier Pokemon allowed initially, or less used Pokemon, never used Pokemon, etc., as they're worth less points, and then as rounds pass, you gain more points from defeating your opponents and taking a portion of their points. And then you're able to use higher tier Pokemon, which cost more points, and you kind of budget your points with your teams and such. So yeah, as you can see, Joey's team has a lot of lesser used threats and never used threats, while Noname45's team consists of Frillish, Gabite, Klinklang, Rotom, Simisear, and Stunfisk. So I'm looking at Joey's team first, not to go into too much detail, but just to summarize them. Gabite and Prussel. Prussel is likely a Custap Hazarder, meaning that Gabite is either a Choice Band, Hone Claw's offensive variant, or a bulky phasing variant, possibly with Rest Talk. Lampent is likely there to block spins, although Defog is new to Generation 6. Defog isn't as common as it will take hazards away from both sides, so Rapid Spin is still really likely to be on the opposing team, which Lampent is able to stop. Skuntank is there for Psychic types, and just overall, Dark type is good on the offensive end. So Skuntank has a nice niche. Electrode is either, Specs or Extra Pelter Life Orb, Volt Switching, trying to spread the hazard damage from Prussel, which is really the primitive Pokemon on the team. It's kind of like everything flows around the hazards. And Wartortle is a wall to spin. So Joey has really a bulky offensive to semi-stall team, with Electrode being the lone offensive kind of option, assuming the Gabite is a phasing variant, and I guess Skuntank is kind of on the borderline as well. So yeah, now into Noname's team briefly. Frillish, Gabite, Klinklang, Rotom, Simisear, Stunfisk, so it's probably more offensive. He's got the dual Ghost thing going with Frillish, which is likely support, while Rotom is either Scarf or Specs, or potentially support, although that's less common. Klinklang is a sweeper. It could be bulkier in the EV spread or faster in the EV spread, but regardless, it's going to be using Gear Grind, Shift Gear, Wild Charge Return, and likely Substitute. And then on Noname's team, he also has Gabite, which is either Stealth Rocker or offensive, while Stunfisk is either his Stealth Rocker or Specs. So, one of them is going to be the Stealth Rocker, one of them is going to be offensive, be Band for Gabite, or Specs for Stunfisk, or Hone Claws for Gabite. And then Simisear is the last Pokemon that's either a Choice Scarfer or a Nasty Plotter. Well, it could be Specs as well, but that is a bit less common in the never-used metagame. However, this is the Pokemon Online YouTube Tournament metagame, so more unconventional sets are prone to being used. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what's going on here. So, Joey is going to lead with Prussel, and Noname is going to lead with Klinklang. Noname took an immediate offensive approach. He can 2-hit KO Prussel with Gear Grind without leaving it in the Custap range, so it only gets up 1 hazard if it stays in. While Joey is able to spot this, and Joey switches out immediately into his Gabite. So Gabite is going to be the optimal play, as it is a bulkier variant. It's only going to take 30% approximately from the 2 Gear Grinds, while Rough Skin damage is hit on the Klinklang twice. So Klinklang is immediately weakened, and Joey's set is immediately revealed to be a bulkier variant. To be Rest Talk, being that it's not Stealth Rocks due to the Prussel's likely Stealth Rock presence on the team. And this is going to provoke Noname to switch out, likely. So Noname is going to switch out to Frillish, and Gabite is going to take this opportunity and go to his own Prussel. A double switch, taking advantage of the likely switch out from Noname4505 and get up his own rocks, which are most successful, so it's a good play from PokeaimMD or Joey. And now, with this opportunity, he's going to set up a Stealth Rock as Frillish is going to taunt him. Now Frillish is going to take the immediate approach and attempt to switch out to Stunfisk and get offensive momentum out. Also, knowing that Prussel now has knockoff, so knockoff will be able to dent Frillish, and so Frillish switching out there was a wise plan by Noname4505, and the Stunfisk is able to get static off on that Crustle, which is unfortunate for PokeaimMD, but lucky for Noname4505. So now with this paralyzed Crustle, it's likely going to want to switch out, as it still has its sturdy intact, and assuming Stunfisk doesn't have Stealth Rock, and Gabite does, but he can't really assume that at this point, but still, regardless, he's in an unfavorable position now that he's paralyzed, and his sturdy and Constap are in danger, so Joey's going to switch out here, which is a good play, and he's going to go to his War Turtle, predicting not an electric move, as Gabite is still, out, alive, and it's bulky. So Noname goes for Earth Power without the specs on. It's 31% to War Turtle, but still reveals that he's offensive, which all specs are. So that's still decent damage on the War Turtle, which is bulky. And now from this play, Joey is going to go into Gabite, which is able to tank the Thunderbolt, and that was a good double switch sequence by Joey, as he's able to take less damage on the Gabite, which is important. Now he might have Rest on it. We'll see. Noname stays in, which is a questionable play, but he tanks the Earthquake with 7% within 57%, and then Noname is able to tank and then use Earth Power and Retaliation, which only does 41% of the Gabite, but still leaves it at 30%. So if it doesn't have Rest or some other form of recovery, such as a Wish Patcher, which does not have, so if he doesn't have Rest, basically, then he's going to be really low for the remainder of the match. So he's got to hope that he does have Rest, and he does reveal the Rest next turn, PokeaimMD's Gabite. So now Noname4505 is just going to continue to Earth Power it, and it does 38% to the Gabite, leaving it at 61% health, which is unfortunate for Noname, as he'd like to do more to it with this whole sequence, but all he really got out of it was putting it to sleep. So we'll see. Yeah, Noname now goes up to his own Gabite, taking advantage of that, but Gabite of PokeaimMD reveals that it has Sleep Talk, and it's going to Sleep Talk up Roar. This Roar is going to be bringing out the Rotom and Rotom Ghost form of Noname4505, and now he basically, if he Shadow Balls, he hits the Gabite and likely it kills it, but if he Thunderbolts, he hits the Skuntank, and the Skuntank is a likely switch in at this point, to be honest, but we're going to see Joey go to the Skuntank, which is pretty fine, predictable, but still optimal play on his part, and Noname is going to do the same thing, go for the Shadow Ball, and the Gabite will just stay in, kind of playing simple. And unfortunately for him, Joey's play is a bit more just optimal and helpful in this scenario. It worked out, and now the Skuntank is able to trap the Rotom, so the Rotom is going to go down, and it's going to be a 6-5 lead for Joey, which doesn't mean much, but still that Rotom was a big offensive presence, a fast electric, and it was specs based on the Shadow Ball doing 25%, and a total of 50% after 2 hits to the Skuntank. So yeah, that puts Noname back in a hole, and we're going to see how he gets out, as Skuntank takes 50% and then deals off a Pursuit Sucker Punch combination that kills our Rotom. And now Gabite is going to play from Noname4505 and attempt to either get a Brock or do some damage, It's fine by his part. He's going to take some Stealth Rock damage, but then he's going to be able to switch. And he's going to be able to set Brock, as Joey switches out into his War Turtle. War Turtle is likely physical defensive because Gabite is special defensive, and Skuntank might also have some special bulk based on how it took Shadow Balls. So this is a really viable counter to Gabite, and so as Noname sets up Stealth Rocks, War Turtle can spin them away, or he can Foresight predicting the Frillish to come in, blocking the spin. If he does carry the Foresight, he can even Toxic that. So yeah, Joey has a multitude of options here. Let's see if he predicts correctly or not. And PokeaimMD is going to make the correct prediction as he Foresights the incoming Frillish, which enables him to spin or Seismic Toss, which could be the potential attack that this War Turtle is carrying, the Frillish, and he's just going to Rapid Spin. As unfortunately for Noname, Noname is going to be missing the Will-O-Wisp on it, which does act as an annoyance. However, I believe later he'll get some Toxic or something on it, but we'll see when that comes. The Will-O-Wisp is not really that big a deal, although it is some passive damage, just not too much. And Noname has bigger things to worry about, such as winning the Hazard War, which really seems to be unwinnable for him at this point, as the Crustle has done a job of getting on Stealth Rock, and it's at such high health that it can almost definitely get up spikes, although it is paralyzed. Now, Joey is going to go on to Gabite, predicting the Will-O-Wisp, so he could waste a sleep turn and come in freely unscathed. However, Noname is going to predict this, which gives him a bit of momentum back. Doesn't necessarily put him in the lead, but it does do the purpose of getting the momentum back and getting a favorable matchup, as he goes out into his Gabite. And with this Gabite switch in, he's at 81% still, while Joey is at 61%. So now, excuse me, Gabite is either going to get a Stealth Rock or use Dragon Claw dash Earthquake, depending on where it's going to come in, and do substantial damage with Gabite, hopefully for him. But Joey is going to be able to make the optimal play and go to Sleep Sensitive War Turtle and hit the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw only does 13%, revealing the Gabite of Noname is weak, and B, that Joey's War Turtle is really bulky. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to skip to the next turn, and Toxic is going to be removed from Gabite. That's able to cripple the War Turtle, so I guess that compensates for the Will-O-Wisp miss a bit, while Joey's going to make an over prediction and pick the Frillish to come in and want to cripple that by some way, shape, or form, being Seismic Toss or Rapid Spin, but I guess Seismic Toss as the attack, because Stealth Rocks weren't set yet. So the foresight was a bit of an over predict by PokeaimMD. Hopefully Toxic from Gabite of Noname is able to put Noname, and with a bit more momentum, which he's kind of chipping away at Pokeaim's lead. However, now that Noname has the Toxic up, he really has to pick his next line of play wisely, as he wants to wear down his War Turtle. However, he also wants to get the Hazards up to break Crustle sturdy and do damage to other Pokemon that is needed as well. He's just going to go for Earthquake, and now that War Turtle's at 4% here, the optimal play from Noname, no matter what, is to get Stealth Rocks, because if War Turtle uses Rapid Spin, try to predict the Stealth Rocks as he's dying out, he cannot spin away the rocks, because Rough Skin will do 12.5%, which is more than 4% which he has left. He's going to die off before he's able to spin away the rock, for those of you that are unaware of this technicality. So Rapid Spin would just do like 1 or 2% to Gabite, and then kill off the War Turtle. So Stealth Rocks would be the best play from Noname4505 here. However, in his haste, because his timer was getting low, so he needed to quick moves quickly, because he was thinking a bit more before, and now he has to think quicker. Noname misplays, and he goes for Earthquake, I believe, just taking it out. So yeah, he doesn't get a Brox. He's never going to get Brox in the remainder of the fight, which is really unfortunate for him. It leaves him in a worse position, although he previously gained some momentum. He still arguably has it until Joey gets Switch Initiative to Crustle, now gets some Spikes. And now, not only is he without Rocks, the Crustle has Sturdy up. He still potentially have Custap right later. All in all, it's just not good looking for Noname4505. But you never know with the offensive presences of Stunfisk, Simisear, and Kling, which he has alive. The Simisear still being unrevealed on his team. You never know. He could still come back, but it's unlikely without a doubt. So now Joey is going to probably set up Hazards or a knockoff with his Crustle, and he's going to set up Spikes, as Noname is able to get Stunfisk in at 1%, surviving the Stealth Rocks, which is a wise play in his part to get in before Spikes came up. Now, he's probably just going to use the offensive Earth Power or Discharge on this Crustle. He's going to do 72% with Earth Power as the Paralyzed Crustle of Joey is going to use Spikes. Now, being that only at 72%, not over 75%, Joey's above 25%, meaning that he's not able to be in Custap range, which is likely the item that's holding, so he's not going to be able to kill off the Stunfisk to get another layer of Spikes up. However, he still has the Stealth Rock from earlier and the 2 layers of Spikes up, so that's really favorable for him regardless. So now Stunfisk is just able to kill this off. However, it remains at 1% and it dies if it switches out to Hazards. So Electrode is going to be the play from Joey. Now with this Electrode, just going to use Hidden Power, Ice, or Grass. We'll see which one it is later, I believe. Now Simisear is going to be played from Noname, predicting that it's a Specs variant on Electrode. It could be Expert Belt, however, it did not take Life Orb damage, so we could rule out the Life Orb, which is the second most common set to Specs. The next Revolt is pretty rare, and Noname is also on a disadvantage here. Although it is 4-4, the Hazards are really stacking up. So Noname really has to play aggressive and take that risk. And Electrode is going to be confirmed to be a Specs or a Choice variant of some sort, as he switches out into the Gabite, knowing that Simisear can potentially set up on the Electrode and doesn't want that to occur. So that means that the Simisear is going to use Nasty Plot, and the Gabite of Joey is going to come in freely, unscathed. And now with that up, the Gabite is threatened by the +2, either Focus Blast, Grass Knot, or Hidden Power Ice. Hidden Power Ice, the latter of the 3 being rare, while the former 2 being common. However, this is especially defensive Gabite, potentially tank them, depending on the EV spread, if this is non-Life Orb Simisear as well. But if this is Life Orb Simisear, Focus Blast and Grass Knot have the potential to KO, once again depending on the spread that the Gabite is running and such. So let's see what is going to kill, or not kill from the Simisear, and Grass Knot is going to move choice from Noname. I believe that he calculated this during the battle, and it indeed is able to Ochko the Gabite from the health that it was out, which is 61%. However, in return for this, Joey does not only take rough skin damage, but he also takes Life Orb damage, leaving him at 36%. So without tanking an attack, just switching in on Stealth Rocks, 2 layers of spikes, then tanking rough skin damage and Life Orb damage, his Simisear is down at 36%, so that's unable to tank any more hazard damage. It will die upon switching in, so it cannot be foddered or switch. I mean, it can be foddered if it switches out, but that's about it. It basically is, no matter what, forced to stay in unless it wants to use a death fodder later. But in No Name situation, he doesn't have much to deal with the electrode, so he might just fodder it now, or whatever else Joey decides to switch in. In addition to this, this just shows how Joey's team is functioning well with the hazard damage and the passive damage just wearing away at the opposing team. Because now No Name, although he's in a 4-3 position, his Simisear is so far worn down without even taking any hits. So yeah, that's really just showing the factors of hazards and Joey's team synergy in general just working. It's working very well. So props to PokeaimMD, he built a good team in this battle. And now Skuntank is going to go for Sucker Punch, which kills the Simisear. Good play on Joey to get the revenge kill there. And now No Name is going to go to Kling Klang and attempt to sweep. However, Joey is going to reveal that he has Lampent, which is probably physically defensive based on how he took this. And the Stealth Rocks aren't going to be up, so No Name has no chance of breaking through this Lampent, which goes back to the point earlier that Stealth Rocks were needed. And either way, Wild Charge is only going to do 41% +1, revealing that it's Eviolite Lampent, which likely has some bulk. Now, No Name's going to go out to Gabite and just kill it with Earthquake, just going down to the stretch here. But Gabite's down at 29% after the rocks. Now, Joey either is going to kill with Hidden Power Ice or do almost enough to kill, but not quite enough with Hidden Power Grass. He's going to be able to use Hidden Power Grass, right? Although this does look bleak now for Joey, he's in a 2-1 hole. The number of Pokemon doesn't matter because Skuntank outpaces this Gabite and the Frillish. And in addition to that, on top of that, it is Sucker Punch and his Gabites quicker. This is going to be able to kill the Sucker Punch, kill the Gabite with Sucker Punch, as we're going to see in a moment. Right here. Killed on Gabite with Sucker Punch. Yup, 2% damage, easily killed. Rough Skin gonna chip away Skuntank, but if not enough, just leaves that 30%. Then after the Frill switches on all of the hazards, which once again simplify the importance of the hazards, Skuntank is going to be able to kill with Crunch, and that is a good game. Congratulations to PokeaimMD, who won Game 1 of this set, which I just showed you. This was Game 1. In addition, he also won Game 2, giving him the best of 3 in a 2-all manner, although that game was similarly close, but Joey was able to come out on top. So, good game, both players. You both played well at some portions, and you both made slight misplays at other portions, although Joey certainly demonstrated that he was the better player with the better team in this situation. And congratulations to him, and good luck to him, and everyone else partaking in the Pokemon Online YouTube tournament and the remainder of it. And hopefully I or Noname4505, my partner for this YouTube competition of the narrating sorts, will be back for more. So this is Joseph Finn on YouTube, or Finchinator on Pokemon Online and Pokemon Online forums, saying goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed this content.